Alright, everybody. Hey, how y'all doing? Welcome back to Vista Angels Tarot. This is going to be your reading for May 22nd, 2025, and it is a energy check-in reading. If you don't know what that is, it's just a title I been created years ago. Just checking on the energy of what's going on now. Make sure you have checked out the last videos that I have done. Uh, they were superb. A lot of information came out. Jupiter goes in Gemini. I did the Sun in Taurus. I did an all zodiac sign read. Um, and then I did the choice between two. And I believe I did that yesterday or day before yesterday. And that was just talking about a pending decision. Okay. A pending decision of most likely what you are deciding to do and also the other person that you're thinking about. Okay, so didn't really know what cards to use for today. If y'all ever want a specific type of deck or something that you a deck that you really like for me to use more often, like the ancestral deck, um, the animal deck, um, the Lover's deck or the Lover's Oracle, you have to let me know in the comments. Okay? The only deck that I don't have is a moon. Like a deck that has different moon, like waxing, waning in Leo, Leo full moon, Aquarius full moon, or something like that. So I've been looking to find a particular one that I like. And every time I get ready to buy it, something happens, or I forget, or I put it off. But I was donated a lot of different decks to my channel by a moderator and a subscriber. So I got plenty, okay, enough for us to use. But you have to tell me which ones that you would want to see more often. Okay. So I hope everybody is well. Like I say, today is May 22nd, 2025. Let's just see what comes out. Also, if you haven't had the chance, make sure you check out my Calendar journal. It's my first release on Amazon. The link will be in the About section for you to check it out. It has a food journal, 30-day self-care challenge, plenty of pages for you to write your prayer, writing, manifestation. It's got a vision board insert in here, goal trackers. So make sure you check that out. And the link is all over my channel. Okay. It's still a great investment. We're about to hit June. So you still got 7 more months to be able to use it. And then for next year, make sure you go ahead and get my next journal for the year of 2026 to start off at the beginning of the year. We got mental conflict. So back to what day before yesterday video was about. I believe it was day before yesterday, or it might have been yesterday. Mental conflict. This is kind of like almost like the Two of Swords. Exactly what we're talking about right now. I hope that y'all would be able to see that. Yeah. Now, it doesn't have to be about a relationship. This could be something that you're contemplating on doing, needing to make a choice, whether it's about, do I want to stay where I'm at working? Do I want to switch jobs? Do I want to switch my education form? Do I want to move? Do I want to travel? Um, do I want to reconcile? What is it for you? Two of Swords. And just as I'm doing the reading for you, this also can be how the person you're thinking about is feeling, okay? It may not necessarily be towards you. and what y'all got going on between each other. But it can be some things that they have in their life that they are having conflicts with mentally. Um, are they making enough money? Are they saving enough money? They got this bill, that bill. They like you, they like somebody else. Everybody has choices, right? Okay. Um, Confront. Now, just like in the reading, the last reading I did, the the choice between two, or two people needing to make a mental choice. Do you want to stay? Do you want to break up with this person? Just using that as an example. Whether this is you or somebody else, they have also been having a conflict, and it's gotten to a point where it's confronting them. In other words, it's coming up to the surface of their mind here that they've been trying to put it behind or in the back of their mind, the left side, the right side, okay, however you want to say it, but um, it's becoming more prevalent that they need to make a choice, okay? Um, this also can be you. Time to confront, time to confront your shadow side of this, which is could be the dark side of it, the downside of this, because we always have a downside, a upside to everything, right? So you're not going to have any problems with the upside of something, but confronting the darker side or the downside about something or a person is the challenge, right? So we have the Three of Swords in reverse, which is the heartache and loss. Yeah, before something turns into a heartache or something, or the loss of something becomes a heartache, it needs to be confronted. Something needs to be done. Something needs to be said. A move needs to be made. Okay. This is patience and planning, like the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, somebody here is or has ran out of patience. Now, this can be past tense for some of you because maybe the past couple of days this issue or this particular circumstance has gotten resolved or some type of contact has been done. Um, but if not, then this could be the scenario that is about to happen or to come up next for you, which is something is going to be confronted. Now, this could be issues at your job, dealing with the supervisor, a manager, co workers. This could be an issue with the company, something going on with your bank, your landlord, whatever this may be for you. Okay. Let's get the last one. But patience has ran out. Um, this is also something that is not planned or wasn't planned or something that is not going to be planned. Okay. And it's going to come out and up to the surface. So this could be something, especially that you're not expecting. Okay. Yeah, especially with the crown chakra here in reverse. Some of you are not going to see this coming. Okay. Or really expect it. All right. Bottom of the deck is again shadow. Now these are two different decks as a combination. So just like we got confront here, this is like shadow or shadow work, which is also associated with like the moon. Okay. So like I was just saying about the dark side of something and the upside of something. Okay. Now, I believe that we're about to have another moon. I need to check. because it's going to be time for us to do a moon reading. All right, so the next moon, okay, it's going to be called the Strawberry Moon according to the almanac, and it's going to be June 11th. So I just gave you a time period of something that could um, needs to be addressed, or something that could turn sideways, or if it's already turning sideways, this could come to the surface and needs to be dealt with or expressed. Okay, and we're finna dig deeper to find out as an energy check-in what this is. Because, something here is trying to avoid heartache. Okay, like I'm not trying to cause no problems. I'm not trying to hurt you, or hurt your feelings, the moon. Um, but somebody here don't know what to do. Crown chakra in reverse and mental conflict, two of swords, right? Coherence. Now we had this come out the other day, I believe in the last reading I just did. So this is still the frequency. Okay, this is still the frequency and the vibration of the issue um, between you and this other person or people or situation. The frequency of coherence supports your ability to harmonize. Okay, to harmonize the frequency of the heart within the frequency of the mind for optimal ability to create the reality that you both or we desire, that you desire, that this person desire, um, you and a company, you and a family member, you and your baby daddy, baby mama, a spouse, whatever it is. Okay, so again, the frequency of coherence supports the ability to harmonize. Okay, so this is the issue. Something is not, has no harmony. Like it's a lack of peace really on the inside, but it may appear that on the surface. Because somebody mentally feels it, the moon, somebody emotionally feels this way. And because of that lack of harmony, okay, one of the two people is not acknowledging it, to harmonize it, right, to make it coherent, for it to come together, for it to become something. So it's two frequencies, two difference of frequencies here of the heart and the mind. Also, one person is thinking one something and one person is thinking something else, mentally and um, emotionally, or through the heart chakra. Okay, I only want to get three of these so we can move on to other cards. Synergy. Okay, let me go ahead and get the other one. See how I'm talking about the flow, the synergy of something? Mm. Healing in reverse. This also came out in the upright in the last reading. These two cards, coherence and healing. Okay, so something was still or has not been addressed. Um, Something may also have gotten deeper, such as a wound or something that's about to become a heartbreak. So the synergy, and you do have 13, 29, and 41 as the numbers. So that would be 9, 10, 11, a 2, a 13, 4, and 4, 1 is 5. Okay. So again, support, stability, a sense of feeling comfort or comfortable, a sense of realization. Mars also is in fourth house. 41, a number 5, conflict and a challenge. A change needs to happen. And then you got 11, which you can either do 1 or add it to 22. Um, I mean, not 22, 2. 11, 1 plus 1. And again, you're talking about back to a choice. Okay, a choice needs to be made, or also a symbolization, a symbol of partnership, relationship, the number two, coming together. So let's read synergy, which is the frequency of synergy support our allowance and acceptance of not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions that result in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. It reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that new yet exciting co creations can give birth to a new reality. Let's go over that again and I will show you the words. The frequency of synergy supports our allowance and acceptance of not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions. Okay? So, in other words, the frequency of synergy supports for us needing to allow and to accept the not so obvious. Okay, so let's break that down real quick. What is the not so obvious? Somebody loves you, you feel it, you feel the frequency and vibration, but they haven't told you. They act like it, they do things supporting it, but they haven't said the words. The not so obvious. Okay. Um, Never seen before combinations. It could be two totally different people, two different backgrounds or ethnic backgrounds, cultures, religions of two people coming together. Um, Something never seen before combinations. All right. And unions. Okay. And that results in new ways of functioning, being able to work or come together, or it works out. Working, thinking, relating, loving, and just being. So it reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that new yet exciting co creations, okay, can give birth to new reality. So I'll show you the words so that you can see it, you can read it. And then, of course, we already know what healing is. The frequency of healing supports our intrinsic ability to restore our health, wholeness, and consciously using the information that comes to us through our senses and harmonizing. That word harmonizing again. Some of you are maybe a Libra or dealing with the Libra. Libra is the scales, but Libra scales is more really about merchandise, but it's more about the harmony. Okay. I know a lot of people say, oh, the scales are unbalanced. Yeah, that's true. But it's more about Libras like things in harmony. Okay. And then we got Divine Masculine again in reverse at the bottom of the deck. Now, yesterday it came out, or in the last reading, it came out in the upright. So, this masculine, this could be you or still a person you're dealing with, even if this is same sex, okay? This is the frequency that can be had, done, or obtained. But the synergy of it is off because somebody is still in contemplation. Somebody is still in mental conflict. Somebody is refusing or not listening or accepting the downloads here at the crown chakra. Somebody is not really planning this, expecting this, um, and they also are not confronting it. Okay, or in other words, devising from it, or how you call it? Yeah, judgment. They're not doing the call to action to settle it. Okay, to harmonize it. Also, a sense of avoidance. Okay, Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is really going to be about synergy. Speaking of Libra, like I said, harmony, the scales. Judgment. You got Libra, Scorpio, could be your sun, moon, or rising, or this other person. But somebody here, it's also about the fairness. Okay? It's about the fairness that when you're in a situation, fairness always needs to be had. It don't matter what type of situation you're dealing with, who you're dealing with, the point of it all. Okay? Even like on your job, you want to do things fairly and you fairly want to get paid, right? If you're doing what you're supposed to do, you want everything to be fair and honest. Um, Even with friendships, you know, even in a sport, you want everything to be fair and honest. That's pretty much how everything is supposed to work. When it's the opposite of that, that is when you do tip the scale. Somebody is going to feel more obligated. Somebody is going to feel more used or taken advantage of. Gonna have a type of feeling of a lack of fulfillment. And I tell you, I teach y'all all the time about expectations. When you expect things from people and then they don't reciprocate or they don't fulfill that expectation, you're going to feel that lack of synergy. You're going to feel that lack of coherence. Okay? You're going to feel that lack of co creation because you're building or putting something out there as a creation. Your feelings, your emotions, opportunity. And if the person does not reciprocate or to synergize it back, to harmonize it, right? It's going to put you in this shadow. It's going to put you in this shadow. Let's just put these cards out. Now, if I always, go too fast, you can always rewind it and play it back. Read the words on the cards. Take your time. If my readings are too long for you, you can always come back and replay it. Now, again, if some of you are a Capricorn Cancer, Mars is in Mars Vedic Sidereal is in Cancer right now. So Capricorn's Cancer for relationships is going to be an issue for y'all right now because of that Mars energy. Mars is not very cooperative when it's in a fourth house or in a water house because it's fire, it's aggressiveness, it's being aggressive, it's uncooperative. Okay, Mars energy is going to be I want to do what I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to approach it, and it's giving off a lot of fire and flames. But fourth house of Cancer is water. You see what I'm saying? So relationships right now um, could be very compromising for any Capricorns and Cancers here. And this is the opposition that you're feeling, that you're trying to create something with somebody, but they acting like a op. Okay, that's about the quickest and street version that I can put it. And so it takes you to this Two of Swords mental choice, mental conflict. Well, do I still reciprocate? Do I still participate? What do I do? Because I don't want to, hurt myself. I obviously don't want to hurt the other person. And the other person that you're thinking about also is like that. Well, I don't want to hurt them, but I can't make up my mind. I don't know what to do. Um, but starting out, you already got two swords here. Ten of Swords in reverse, also with the Eight of Swords in reverse, with the Ace of Cups in the middle. Exactly what I'm, trying to literally explain right now. This Ace of Cups is in reverse because the lack of the synergy, the lack of helping to co create. It's not going to work if only one person is creating a foundation, a platform to build on. And if the other person is not contributing, then it's not going to go anywhere. Okay. Now, somebody is about to make a choice, though. So when I cut the deck, we seen the Queen of Pentacles in the upright, but now she's flipped out in reverse. Somebody is feeling ungrounded here, not supported, ignored, um, a lack of reciprocation with a Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Somebody also is really having to do paycheck to paycheck, a little bit behind on the bills. You could also, for somebody here, be spending a lot, um, needing to save right now. Okay, let's really save a lot more. Don't go off trying to spend this and spend that on the person that you're dating. Save your money, okay? Because right now, this could go either way. That this could co-create and come together and become harmonized and unionized, or somebody here is going to leave and break up. As soon as I said that, Seven of Swords. Yeah, because I see it. I see it here. I feel it. But Seven of Swords is a couple of things. It can be somebody is self sabotaging this. Somebody is sneaking around. Somebody is lying to their self or to another person. This is also can be an avoidance, that somebody is avoiding, not really saying how they feel. Page of Cups, Seven of Swords to the Page of Cups. This is also shortchanging somebody in feelings and emotions. The Seven of Swords to a Page of Cups. The way that the cards are placed, um, somebody here is still looking back to the past. Now, if they're messing around with the person, yes or no. But they are still looking back to the past to see if it's something still there that they can return back to, as what the Seven of Swords is a representation of. Okay, to lie, cheat, and steal, because the person is looking backwards, but they're running forward. Okay, so in other words, if you are the energy of this person as the Page of Cups, this person is still coming towards you, but they're only reciprocating as page energy. They're not giving emperor, empress energy. They're not giving a knight or anything like that. They're only giving um, limited type of harmonizing, like limited message, limited affections, small gestures. Hello, good morning, good nights, what you doing, how you feeling, type of little small inclinations, okay? Because they're still not sure if they are finished with the past by the Seven of Swords person looking back to the past, okay? And they also are still looking back to the past to see if they can still get away with dealing with you and what y'all got going on to somebody as their future. Okay? And again, this is why it's also a self sabotaging energy. This person either needs to go back to the past, or they need to fully commit synergy, coherence, right? Um, to the future, to be fully invested. Again, this is why they're a Seven of Swords, because they're lying, they're cheating, and they're self sabotaging a co creation, like the card said, of something that could be had, um, or invested or built for their future. You can't keep going toward the future, but still looking back to the past, to see if that's still going to work. That's self sabotaging energy. That's a person that is lying to their self. This is also can be a person or you that is still trying to see if it's a good investment to return back to the past. Now, I also remind y'all that the Seven of Swords is they always return. hmm Because if the Seven of Swords here got away with, because you have to look at the card and what it represents. This person has came back and stole these swords before. Okay, and they leaving. See, y'all sometimes forget how to read the Seven of Swords. They're leaving two swords in the ground here to whatever or whoever this is in the past to be able to return back as a mental conflict and or ace of swords to establish or create or to still have a conversation. In other words, they're leaving the door open with the two of swords here stuck in the ground. Okay, but for a time period of time they're leaving the past, walking, running, trying to get away with the swords that they're taking with them. Okay, that's another sign of escapism. That's why I teach y'all, okay, that the Seven of Swords always return back. I don't see a lot of readers explain the Seven of Swords correctly. They just want to label it, oh, this person is lying, cheating, and stealing. But they don't explain it properly. That's why I say, you know, um, see, the Lover's in reverse. Still not quite sure on to invest and co-create a new one or return back to the old one. So again, this is a lack of the harmony that you are feeling, going through. But I'm not going to take it from you or somebody else. Page of Cups, they're interested. They do like you. There is some type of feelings and emotions invested here. But they're not giving you the foundation truly to turn it into a full-blown committed relationship, Queen of Pentacles. Now, this card was coming in the upright, but it flipped in reverse. So I was clarifying the lovers here. For some people, this person may not be intimate with somebody still from the past. Maybe they were at some point of time, but they could have stopped. Okay? Um, but they're still talking to that person. Mental conflict. They're still showing some type of gestures to that person or you know. Because some of you may have somebody current in your life, but some of you could still be talking to your ex. Maybe you haven't been intimate with them, but you still allowing them to text or to call you. You still checking up on them. They're still checking up on you. It could be some pre-planning, like, hey, I still love you. Let me come over type of stuff. Let me still see you. And you like, well, I'm trying to co-create something new with somebody. And Seven of Swords, I ain't trying to cheat on them. Because Seven of Swords also can be a lack of planning where this person just shows up. Okay, they just show up out of nowhere. There's no planning, there's no date. Um, see, Queen of Cups in reverse. Now, some of this bottom of the deck is a Ten of Wands. Again, let's just quickly clarify. What the world is that? Let's check out these cards right here. Because this situation could be exposed during the next moon cycle, June the 11th. During that time and or before. Also around that same time, Mars is coming out or transitioning out of 4th house of Cancer and moving into Leo. Okay. So it will be a change here. Just to let you know. It's not about they have to be a Cancer or a Leo or you do or none of that. It's just about the transitioning and the movement of this type of aggression and or things that's going on between the both of you. So the mirror hit the ground. The mirroring each other, self-reflection, introspection, and inner wounds. Okay, so y'all know I can't read it once it hit the floor. Why is the Lovers here? Okay, something flipped. Shock. Like I just said, a sudden change. Because of the moon and Mars, which is all of this lightning strikes energy, it's about to leave the water house and move to a fire sign. hmm So, shocking news. Like I said, surprise, an epiphany, and transformation. Something is going to become a shock as news that you didn't know that this was happening. Still with this person or about this person, or it's going to be shocking news to them that you were still communicating with your ex. This also could be a shock that the Lovers and the Page of Wands can turn in the upright with the Queen of Cups in the upright, um, and the Ace of Cups. Because once the Queen turns to the Ace in the upright, the Ace of Cups automatically will too, because that's what she's holding. Okay, a sense of acceptance. Remember what we read on the cards up here in the beginning. Okay, so that can be a sudden change, a shocking revelation. This is also a card of a representation of the Tower. Something that comes out of nowhere, something that was not planned, done, expected. Um, so either this person may finally let go of something from the past as a Tower. This also could be a shocking coming together as a Tower moment on top of the Lovers, a breakup, or a new start between you and this person. Why is the Queen of Cups in reverse? Soulmates in reverse. So, like I said, the Queen of Cups, she's trying to establish and understand emotionally first, then mentally second, because it's a water energy. Is this a partnership that I still want? A life partner that I can have? This is also why the Queen of Pentacles is in reverse. Somebody is not feeling that this is a life partnership type of situation at this moment, because the person is giving Seven of Swords energy. They're not harmonizing it. Why is the Page of Wands in reverse? Some of you also may not have had any intimate contact with this person lately as a sense of avoidance. Some of you may not even desire this person intimately, but there has not been any intimate contact, not with the Page of Wands in reverse. We got the Chaser, and talking in reverse. So, like I was just indicating, fear of abandonment, chasing, and codependent. I'll let you read the talking in the upright. Interested, awaiting messages, text, call, emails, talking more, being communicating, elaborating. You know that also is a Seven of Swords energy. Somebody, like I said, a sense of avoidance is not expression, expressing emotionally, mentally, communicatively. Okay. Um, what they want. So that is clarifying. Those two are clarifying the Seven of Swords. So this could be either one of two things. Whoever the Seven of Swords is, they are being the chaser still to somebody from their past, but it says that they're not talking to them though. Or a sense of avoidance that whoever that they were dealing with is still chasing them and they're trying to Seven of Swords leave that alone and is avoiding talking more to this person less and less and less every day. One of the two. Now, it can also be with the shock here. All of a sudden, a 360 is what I'm saying, hearing that this person could become the chaser towards you. They're not. Remember, it said about the co-creation of things that are, what was it? Allowance and acceptance of not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions, the result in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, and relating, loving, and just being. So, this also could be the shock that this person starts opening up more, talking, okay, getting rid of that fear of abandonment and sense of codependency that they may still have on a person or a situation from the past. And this person starts to chase you. Okay. Now, why is the Ace of Cups in reverse? Because I don't feel, it's either one of those other two. I don't really feel or see that it's whoever watching this video that you're about to start chasing them. I more feel that you're about to make a choice and to leave. So it's either that somebody is still chasing them and they're needing to avoid it or either go back to it, or this person all of a sudden a shock begins to chase you. Because the Seven of Swords is coming this way. They're coming towards you. But the Seven of Swords is always going to be what they represent until, like the cards say, coherence, synergy, divine masculine here that's in reverse, and healing that's in reverse. Until they fix that, then they can eliminate being a Seven of Swords. Okay? They can stop doing that. The shadow card. And be in their true divine masculine energy. The Ace of Cups in reverse is about self-indulgence. Okay? Somebody not feeling worthy to either give the Ace of Cups or to receive it from somebody new. Okay? Self-worth and value, time to heal, shadow work, and self-appreciation. Like the card said, shadow work. Shadow work. This also can be issues with a lot of water that's here. Confidence issues. Why is the... Give me something again on the Ace of Cups. Competition. The other woman. Or if you got same sex, whatever. Okay. Some of you already feel that it may be another person in the mix. Or some of you may know it. Eight of Swords here. Or you're going to find out because of the moon and also the shock of Mars leaving 4th house of Cancer, moving into the 5th house of dating. Again, when Mars move into Leo, K2 is already there. So it will be an epiphany, a realization, a revelation. Something here is going to hit the fan. I'm going to tell you early, something is going to come out. I believe that this person will be exposed. I believe they also could expose that they got another person, you, that they're interested in. A choice will be made whether to come together or to leave this alone. Some of you may also feel, because of your own self-worth and your timing and your own healing, that you want to take your Ace of Cups back from this person and to put competition into the mix, where that you start seeing or talking or dating another person while you feel that this person is doing all this other stuff over here. And then it's going to be competition put into the mix. We got ghosting and disappearing. Yep, just told you that. Give me something on the Ten of Wands. Now, the Ten of Wands, the burden is supposed to be over. But there go the storm. Exactly what I'm telling you. Turmoil's coming ahead. But some of you could be avoiding this already because you're about to make a choice. But if this person and or you have already started to eliminate this burden, which is they're getting rid of whatever that they're doing over there, they're coming towards you, that's going to create a storm. It's going to become a storm because this person now will be chasing you and not returning immediately back to the past. Now, I still warn you again that as being a Seven of Swords, they will return. But if they fully work on their self-confidence, their shadow self, self-appreciation, then they will finally close that cycle out. Okay? Energy, not watching your back. Like I said, this person may not expect or even feel that you're about to leave them or leave this alone. It may be also a shock to you that this person may leave you alone and start chasing, like I did tell you, back to whoever or whatever that they were dealing with in their past. It may not even be for a long time. It may be with the Two of Swords, 2 days, 2 weeks. For some people, it may even be the next 2.5 years because of Saturn that will be in 12th house of Pisces. They have not learned the lesson from dealing with their personal situation. And because of the length of the transit of Saturn being in Pisces for the next 2.5 years, that's where they'll be. Learning that lesson, keep chasing after this person, still having to heal, go through issues, take on burdens, keep having turmoils, altercations, fight, this person cheating, they're cheating, mental conflict. Having self-worth issues because they did not choose the future. Remember what Coherence said. So, secret admirer and timid. This person may admire you a lot more than you think. And this is why they are very timid. Also, why the Page of Cups could be giving off this energy like it is. Because I don't really feel or see this person is coming in full force. I really feel that their actions are very minimal. Yeah, to stop mimicking and to stop shaping, shifting, and to really show their true self, the wholeness. All right. Bottom of this deck was another tower, because these are two different decks. All right. So you got the tower, unexpected, all of a sudden, but it was in reverse. Oh, I got a loud ringing in my ear. But something is going to be expected here, because some of you are starting to see the signs of it already, downloads. And then you got addictions in reverse for this deck. So coming out of the codependency, obsession, holding yourself back or restraint, not being, feeling, or acting a sense of possession and control, and coming or closing out that emotional block or blockage. All right, let me end it with a oracle card for you all. Oh, goodness. All right, let's just pick an oracle. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Y'all know I do long readings because I want to give y'all the most information that I can. But y'all know that this is going to change, right? By June 11th, energy change every day, every minute. People change. People's decisions, feelings, emotions change. Situations, outcomes. So this is what is happening at this present moment. But when we have the moon by June the 11th, and also I believe by June the 7th, Mars will be coming out of Cancer. Something here is going to be expressed, okay? One way or the other. And I believe that's a song. So, I got 3 different oracle cards from 3 different decks. Yeah, TikTok in reverse. TikTok in reverse. It's past the time of expiration. Angel of Success in reverse. Somebody here also, um, and Mother Earth also in reverse, which is like the Ace of Pentacles. All of this is in reverse. Okay, so um, because the but let me just end it here. Because of the mental conflict, a decision needs to be made. Whatever this is lingering. Okay, so anything that's lingering can't be harmonized because the decision is not made. So how could there be success one way or another? Well, I keep hearing that song. That's an old song too. One way or another, I'm gonna get you, get you, get you, get you. Y'all know I don't get musical downloads that much. So either you could pull the video up on YouTube or Spotify or whatever. Not quite sure if it's a video to it. It's very old. I do remember it from the 80s and the 90s. I was a teenager around that time. But um, TikTok again with timing here. It feels like whatever this is, the timing of it is gonna happen all of a sudden out of nowhere. And either way, either it's gonna be successful or it's not. Because right now, like I said, even Mother Earth here in reverse, this is ungrounded. It's too much in the air, in the mind. It's no substance. It's not being sustainable. It's not no seeds are planted or however you want to say it. It's in the air. It's too much in the mind. It's not in the physical, as planning, as patience. Is more. It's not even in the emotional either. This is why the Queen of Cups is in reverse. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse. The Ace of Cups is in reverse. But you got all these sword cards and the moon. You also got like the wand cards over here, the Ten of Wands. Like beware of the time also and the energy that you're expending on the situation and or person. Um, because also with the clock in reverse, it could be a waste of time. Okay? Especially if this Seven of Swords is not finished, we're still looking back to see maybe what the past still have to offer. But also could be, they're still trying to see if somebody is still chasing them. Because remember, the person here is not trying to get caught by stealing the swords or leaving the situation, trying to get away. But if somebody is still chasing them, because this person has a fear of abandonment and codependency issues, they're also, Seven of Swords is trying to see how far can they get away from this person still chasing them, because they're wanting to get away with the swords. They're wanting to leave the situation behind them, but they're also got to watch their back, you know, watch their back. And the energy, like I said, of the storm that was still created with them, with the other person or people from their past, don't have to be a relationship. It can be issues with, I don't know, with the law. This person could be avoiding the law. You see what I'm saying? Everything is not about a love relationship. So whatever this is, um, this person is trying to leave something that is chasing them from their past. Okay? And they are hoping to try and get away with it or to get clear of it so that they can possibly build something for their future. But whatever this is going to come out in the time in here. Okay, but I'm really feeling around June the 7th, June the 11th, when those two transition of Mars moves into Leo, and also we got the moon, okay, the strawberry moon. Okay, all right, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'll see y'all in the next one.